afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I have a honor of moderating this panel with very distinguished speakers today, and I think a lot of them come from different backgrounds, but I think a lot of them are doing a lot of work on the subject which we are talking about today called innovation. I'll go to Ayush. You also do made to measure, right? And you said you make anything which a man needs today from a marriage perspective or a festive perspective. What are you doing in that space in the consumer? How do you look at the consumer and how have you innovated there?
So basically, I'm running a brand. It's called Study by Janak. So this is a 3-decade-old brand. So we've been, tailors from generations. When I took up the business, I think my retail space which we occupied was close to about 15,000 square foot. And we were primarily in 2 stores, Karol Bagh and South X. 6,000 at Karol Bagh and 8,000 at South X. Today, I think I'm occupying an area of about 70,000, 80,000 square foot in terms of luxury retail. How we've been able to do that is that we've been able to focus this is an 8-year, 9-year journey for me. I've been always very focused towards my clients offline at the moment because, having said that, now tech and digital is something which cannot be avoided. It's the future, we have to do it. But in my kind of industry, because we're into wedding wear and we're into made to measure and occasion wear, there is a specific requirement of a client where the core is sales and after sales service and the fit, which right now I don't think so. The online is too affluent or too much allowing that to happen. So what we've done in terms of innovation for the consumer is that we're right now building an application we have about 50,000 loyal clients who buy from us, their wardrobe, etc., etc. So we're building an application which can allow them that once we have their measurements with us, it will allow them to choose from the library, the vast library which we have, and we can sort of start delivering everything to their home rather than they coming to the stores. Because these days, as you said, millennial, and I'm also one of them, we have a habit that, they genuinely do not travel too much or they do not go to the stores too much. So to actually bridge that gap, we've innovated in that front. So that's how we're innovating. So that tech should be out soon in about 40-50 days through the web and the application. But that I am not very, very hell-bent on making my sales go off the roof from that. But it's a way to service my clients better who are coming to the store. So we still are concentrating on the offline retail. I think as we speak, I'm opening Indore store in another 2 months as well. So that's how we're sort of growing our brand primarily.
You also said that you're creating an app, but what have you done on the retail side? Because that's on the online space which you're trying to. Have you innovated something on the online to improve consumer experience or anything in the business model which you innovated? Because you said now you have 70,000 square feet and you make money. I think that's very important also part. So how do you do that?
So yeah, absolutely rightly said, Vineet. Our core value of our business and our organization is that we have to be sort of cash profit from day one. We don't sort of waste retail space and sort of that. So everything is scientifically calculated towards from the consumer point of view, and so hence talking about innovation. I'll just give you an example of how we innovate. Those are all our traditional practices, but we keep on being consistent. For us is innovation. If you are consistent in what you do and protect your core values every day, you will automatically innovate in your brick and mortar to give it a larger perspective. So in fact, before coming to Bangalore, I was in Calcutta. I'm just giving you an example because that sorts of innovation. I was in Calcutta for this event called Geo King and Queen, where Mr. Arbaz Khan was the jury member with me. I was one of the judges, and we dressed up about 40 people, all the male. So, including Mr. Arbaz Khan. So you won't believe, Vineet. So he called me 10 hours before. He wanted to go on the stage. So we did a proper 3-piece tuxedo for him in 10 hours. Without his measurements. Wow.
Will you like to share, or is this the business secret? How do you do it without his measurements? You have a competition sitting, but she's not getting into menswear soon, so maybe you could share that. No?
Without, why? Because, you know, that's the innovation, because we had really been consistent on getting our patterns correct towards the Indian body sizes rather than the adapting to the European or the US body sizes. So we failed big times when we introduced patterns at the stores for our male consumers basing on the UK or the US charts. So, I mean, we are sitting in a room and every, I think, male size is very different, right? I mean, you know, we are not standard 40, 42, 44 as Indians. So, we genuinely developed that. That was the biggest tool for innovation in our company. So from that patterns, now what enables us is that even Mr. Arbaaz Khan, for example, he sent his normal picture where he was just chilling with his family. So seeing that picture and the patterns, we could make his tuxedo.
I think that's really innovative.
I feel, Vineet, that, you know, if the offline presence, brick and mortar, smaller stores, very small capsule stores, 100, 150 square foot, or a tie-up with what he's done with the mom and pop stores to organize online and offline together. Like, just imagine if Amazon or Myntra has small offline presence, only 100 square foot for the supply chain, like a kiosks, B towns, C towns, etc., etc. That would really solve a lot of problems for supply chain coordination, etc., etc.